Yeah, so I'm from the city of Alphen and Rijn. Alphen and Rijn merged with 4 other towns around, and now it's a city of 100,000 people. But one of the towns is Boskoop. It has 500 tree nurseries. But when you look at the center of Alphen aan de Rijn, it's quite stony, and it's not automatically that it's getting green. So I'm first gonna show you some projects that are under construction, just finished, or will be built in the next few months and years. So this is an area under trees. So a long time people didn't think that it was possible, but with perennials it will work. So this is planted in December. Quite a good result. This is our city hall, and all stony. It's the hottest place in town, and we are now reconstructed it, and 40% of the construction of the pavement is getting green. So this is how it looked before. And this is how it's gonna look in a few months. So let's see. This is how it looked from the other side. This is how it looks. It's quite a lot of traffic coming through, buses, but we're working on to get the buses and the traffic out, and with zero emission in the next 4 years. So this is another project. This is how it looks now, and this is how we want to look it in 2 years. When we started with greening the center, we, together with the TU Delft, we did a solar study. And with the solar study, we found out through the year, all 50 minutes, what would be the temperature before we are starting with the project. So, we knew where it was hot and how hot, and after that we knew what to do. So we knew how much plants we would need to cool down the city. And I will come to that later. So we made a three-pronged approach: climate resilience, adaptation, health, and of course economy, because it's the center of the city center, and there's a lot of shops, a lot of offices, and economy is for them very important, but health and climate is also very important. At first, we tried to, with convincing our policymakers and the real estate owners, but convincing doesn't work. So we started with a different approach. So our goal was cool the city down with 8 to 10 degrees. And from the study, we learned that we needed 50,000 to 70,000 square meters of green. And that needs a water demand of 15,000 cubic meters. And the last two are difficult because we haven't enough space. Most cities are very dense. That's why they are cities, and everything is there except green. And so, yeah, what to do? Then we said, okay, we need the real estate owners because the buildings are not our buildings, and convincing doesn't work, like I told you. So we said, like before the policymakers, we tried to seduce them, and we invented green as a service. As a service means a lot. You don't own it, but you use it. But we tried to somehow make this principle usable for green. So we talked to the real estate owners, and we showed them how dense the city is and what is possible and what we need. So we need their roofs, we need their facades to get up at as much as to 50,000 square meters of green. So then we invented this green as a service. So we founded a green fund with a green board, and property owners can loan against 3% to green their walls and their facades. And we have the 1,500 of the 500 nurseries and gardeners, selected gardeners group, to do the greening. And of course, we have a lot of property owners, a lot of real estate owners. And if they all choose another gardener, another landscaper, and you want them as well to maintain it, because that's in the concept, they have not only to green it, but they have to maintain it for 10 years. That's in the contract. So then you have perhaps 20 or 30 contractors in the center at once, and we don't want that. So they all get one subcontractor, and they all have to do with that demanded subcontractor. That's part of the deal. So, we also have quality check during those 10 years, so that what they promised us that they will do. So in that way we unburden the property owners, the real estate owners. So because greening is not their thing, but in this way we unburden them. And so this is the basic of the contract form. It's design, realization, but also the maintenance for 10 years. Of course, how you seduce them. Well, social benefits, everybody is in for it. By the way, now, before not, but everybody. But it's also what's in it for me, because they want to invest for not only for social benefits, they want, yeah, what's in it for me. So we built a business case together with them. And of course, there are a lot of benefits, a lot of advantages, but first the costs. And so social benefits, everybody knows. We talked all day about it. And it's not so, but the individual benefits are also there. So if you put a green roof, and it depends how thick the layer of substrate is, you reduce in summer electricity for aircos, and in the winter you reduce energy gas for heating. And of course, when you put a roof, you make it green, the roof lasts longer. And so less maintenance, and of course, for insurance, it's also interesting. You have less sound, and when you do it not one building, but if you do it with the whole street, we see that the value of the property increases. And so when you put this together, and of course things change because energy prices have risen. Dus if I would make the sum nowadays, I think we will get even more profit. But what we found out is that in 8 to 10 years, you gain back your investment. So they get a loan for 10 years. They pay the gardeners, and after 8 to 10 years, they make profit. So from their investments. So they get it for nothing, and that's the way we should use them. And because a lot of them won't even loan it, but if someone wants, he can loan it and earn it back in 8 to 10 years. And now a lot of property owners and real estate are coming with us and are greening their roofs and are greening their facades in the next few years. So that's how we're going to do it in Alphen aan de Rijn. Thank you.